Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Rewrite, and yeah, let's continue the story, and you apparently, maybe not apparently, but you are going to have more Rewrite episodes this week, or next, depending on where this is happening. And I am doing like little sprint marathon through Rewrite right now. I'm not recording like literally any other series, so another series is on hold until I finish Rewrite. It's not going to be long, so I think I'll just like quickly finish the series, so I'll have more time for other things. So yeah, let's continue and let's see. Asaka is gone, and we take care of the shop. And last episode we had Kagari that learned what emotions are, and they went kinda on the rage, so yeah. And now we are dismissed from our mission. She left us, so where is she? Let's go. I guess I've been dismissed. My place to belong has been destroyed and I no longer have anywhere to go back. It doesn't seem like my chance to get back to my old life either. I never had somewhere to go back to in the first place. I spent every day just going from home to shop and back again. Kotori said she would rebuild the barrier, but I sent her home for now. She has a life she should return to. At the moment, neither organization has noticed anything. Even since what happened, Saki hasn't called for me. At the temple, I do the work I am assigned indefinitely. At the Guardian, I haven't really had much to do. It's no longer necessary for me to keep a constant watch on my sector. So long as I patrol periodically and report that there's nothing out of the usual, I've done my job admirably. Mindling the antique shop doesn't count as work. All my life, I've thought about nothing but where I belonged. Just losing that place makes me anxious, because I haven't even come into myself. I should have become somebody, not some random guy. I should become the person that I really am. So what is it then? So many different faces swim up in my mind's eye. All of them are living the lives they decided on. Imamiya had a rough start dropping out of school, but he made an impressive turnaround. Nagai fell behind once too, but she found a new self. Luis was already himself by the time I met him. Mr. Asaka, Kashima Sakura, even Suzaki and Mikuni are all their own authentic selves, no doubting it for a second. Okay, so now we are on the arc of finding yourself, basically, I guess, for Kotaro. I ran away from home and even threw away my past. I thought I was helping Kagari, but somewhere along the way, I started playing it safe. Should I go full cold-hearted then? Could I sacrifice people I know? Impossible. I think I can, but when push comes to shove, I hesitate. Is there no longer a cost I'm willing to pay? I removed the wristband from my right wrist. The fake cat is still there. That's one option. Damn! When the shop closes, I head to Kotori's house. Okay. In her living room, which is probably freezing because she's a kid living alone, I discuss borrowing familiars from her. I borrow several animal types, and as my bird types I can carry, as many bird types I can carry. There's also elephant and the dog-like units Kotori made herself, but while they are maybe powerful, I can handle them. Okay. Interesting. Normally, the two of them are stored in a bedroom. Naturally, I can't make a contract with them. That's why I asked Kotori to control them. Okay. What are you planning, actually? Oh. Okay. What's your plan? I like when he like looked at his wrist and said like it's one of the options. I got scared. I feel like he's going to do something like we don't want to. But yeah, okay. He's doing something else, apparently. Next, I head for the safe house. What's the plan? Everything is set up at least. The necessary equipment had been divided among 3 places in the city. The work will need to be done there. Those provisions have been made in anticipation of that. Okay. If nothing happens, I should set things in motion. That was also what Kagari wanted. But I wavered over what to do, afraid of the risks. Okay. So... you made up your mind that sacrifices are necessary or something? Who are you? I ask myself. The answer comes immediately. Okay. A lone boatman in the sea of darkness pursuing the light of the torch far in the distance. This is who I am. The road is harsh, and I brought no companions. Thus I walk it alone. I won't lose sight of that vision again. Entirely unwittingly, a smile comes to my lips. I thought I was stretched to my limits, but emotions have calmed. One by one, I flip the switches on the equipment. Okay. What are you doing? I know that Kagari hasn't left the city. For just 500 yen in a month, I can track her with GPS. Okay. Occasionally her biker will move around a little, so I know she hasn't abandoned her cell phone. That's she's on that hilltop. That's what I conclude based on the contours of the map. I wonder what she's been feeling while watching over the city for days on end. I can see her finding good memories she speaks of there. What are those good memories anyway? I'd assumed it must be how the human race controls its warlike instincts with reason. Is that guess actually correct? Kagari herself said she didn't know. Yeah, this is very vague. All we can do is find out. Destroy Gaia and Guardian, alongside in conflict, and make Kagari decide how good things look then. As just one individual person, that's the thing I can do with the greatest impact. Okay. I'm powerless to stop environment destruction and the waste of resources. Same for racism and war. This is the one thing I can affect. Okay. I manipulate my body fluids to perform facial mask processing. Okay. It gives the illusion that I'm a different person. Okay, what are you doing? I'm aware of where all the familiars monitoring the forest are positioned. I have thoughtful knowledge of both organizations' total security network. There it is. A very out-of-place owl perched on the high branch. It's a familiar with enchanted eyesight. One owl can cover a wide area. With location in its blind spot, I climb up a different tree to the same height. Drawing out the tube, I extend it like a telescope. I load in a poison blow dart I brought, pushing it in until I hear a click. That should be good. I place my tube in my mouth and take aim. It's custom made by a small arms manufacturer with ties to Guardian, so it's solidly constructed. I blow on the lock on the tube releases, launching the syringe silently into the dark. Bullseye, okay. So you're taking down Gaia's network now. They will know about this, so... that's suspicious already. Like, someone is taking down your security cameras. The liquid poison is high concentration blend of contaminants. While it's not strong enough to kill a human if imbibed, the formula is lethal to its target regardless of its general toxicity. Okay. It's 100% effective. The outline of the familiar crumbles and bends, structure collapse, it turns to dust. Familiars that use animal corpses and plant husks have genetic weakness to environmental contamination. No going back now. I feel the truth of that in my heart, along with a faint sense of accomplishment. Okay, the next day, I shot down 2 more avian scouts familiars, Okay, so you're basically shooting down cameras for Gaia. So you just give them, like, I guess, the signal that they are, like, attacked around this area, basically. Like, something is taking down. Is he, like, behaving as if, like, he's trying to behave as if the key is in this area? Just taking down mysteriously some of the familiars. No one knows who did this. Like, hey, our familiars just like disappearing one by one here. When they just fly to this area, like it dies. It's weird. Late at night, the same day, I dropped by the temple to find it in the state of chaos. Yeah, like something is destroying familiars randomly. We aren't told what work other departments do, but I can tell some sort of trouble has happened. Okay. The day after that, the threat level in the forest has visibly increased. Multiple bird types soar in the air. The flight patterns are erratic and hectic as the flock of bats or dust. Based on that, there should be dog types running around the ground too. I can see they are performing a wide range investigation centered around the zone where the familiars were destroyed. Okay. I hunt down the familiars in 10-kilometer radius. I'm so excited to see how they react tomorrow that I can stand it. Okay? The familiar hunter is back from the high school. Nice. It's too easy to enjoy it. I'm still so curious, like, what he actually planned to do. Do I have an overwhelming advantage in terms of information? I can feel a dramatic improvement in my familiar handling skills. As predicted, an emergency meeting is held first thing in the morning. I close the antique shop and attend the assembly. Okay. Summoners are rounded up and given jobs to do. Those at the bottom tier don't get an extra info, they're just told to follow orders. At the meeting, I learned that the investigation has already reached the hilltop area. Oh, that's where Kagari is looking at the city. My job is to adjust and supply the number of familiars in development. It's obvious that the development team is grumbling about this. They don't want to put out unfinished familiars, but with some coaxing, they admit that a few of them could be released right away. I devised a way to remove any familiars with high intelligence gathering characteristics from that group. Okay. That includes familiars that could detect Kagari. However, there are individual differences in camouflage abilities. It's easier for familiars in particular to sense Kagari than it is for humans. At any rate, I need to take action. Okay. So he agitated already Gaia, so he's going to agitate Guardians now? Like give them info actually, like, hey, Gaia doing something weird, like there's a lot of familiars around. Something like that, that's all he have to do really. But that's just like stirring up a conflict. That's what we want to avoid, so... What is happening? In the dead of night, I sneak out of the temple. Also, like, he need to, like, Kotori help as well. And her parents. What's the plan? I sneak out to the temple. Summoners are coming in directly from the man-made afterlife to the forest in the real world. A convenient secret path linking both sides of Kazamatsuri. That's how they conceal the movement of those sketchy rope-clad men. I want to hitch a ride with them, but the exit is well protected by guards. In any case, drawing a magic circle in a special kind of sap from the slime type familiar is necessary to connect the entrances of the two places. To maintain sorcery, control is strict. I head directly there via taxi and foot. Okay. Avoiding the other summoners, I locate the patrol group in charge of the hilltop area. It's a 4-person group. Preceded by the 4 familiars. When going up against other summoners, the likelihood of them finding Kagari is actually quite high. 4 group 4 familiars. And maybe 4 recommendations for the next visual novel I should play. Are we going to have 4 recommendations per person? Or more, who knows? Let's see. Write down in the comments if you're watching this. If the familiar alone detects her, but their summoner doesn't see her, they will still notice a sense that something is off. On the other hand, varying levels of abilities in summoners means that one may be able to see her even if the familiar doesn't see her. In other words, if either the familiar or the summoner can see through her camouflage, we are finished. 20%, okay. That's not a figure to sneeze at. I tracked the group of 4, careful not to arouse their suspicion. And then, one starts to pick up on a sense that something is off. Something's there, they insist eagerly. If they hadn't seen through her camouflage, we could have left it here. But they found her, unfortunately. Still, I have no hesitation. I decided I should only protect the people I know. Anyone outside of that? It depends on the situation. I mean, that's still the so you still have the same mindset. Because so far you exactly did that. Like, you came back from war. You have like soldier like mindset. You like just hesitate to like attack people that you know, like Louis like sacrificed himself, then not killing kids and anything like that, like good morals. But yeah, like these guys, like you just like know them because you treat basically this as a job. Like being in Gaia, he treats this as a job. So yeah, like these guys are just soldiers from the fraction that he infiltrated, if you think about this. From the battlefront perspective.
魔物がやられたようです。狩猟者か。いいえ、こちらでは何も。3匹で包囲を。それで確かめられる。
The familiars are deployed ahead. The summoners can't look and check on them. I close in on summoners' vulnerable back flank. Yeah. I cover the first one's mouth, drag them into shadows, and plunge a knife into their neck. The summoner jerks and tensing my arms. With a blade in their trachea, they can't speak. It only took seconds for them to die. I did it all silently, so no one has noticed. The other 3 proceed onward unaware. I sneak up to the second person quietly. It takes 15 seconds to take out all of them. I check my device. The glowing dot that shows Kagari location is blinking just up ahead. One of them said their familiar went down. Based on the situation, there's no doubt that it was Kagari's doing. It was probably her first fight against the enemy from the organization. She must be anxious. That's how sensitive of a stage her mental development is in. Yeah. I need her to keep acting as a decoy for just a little while longer. It's a cruel act. But because we are the ones involved, we are the ones who have to take the highest risks. The Martel group will do forensic analysis of the 4 summoners' bodies. I have to arrange things so that autopsy won't label their deaths as human cost. Okay, using familiars, I do thoughtful and exhaustive job of it. Oh, that's why you borrowed like Kotori familiars. So they are like familiars not made by Gaia, but like they're going to be like some kind of like other force that Gaia doesn't know. There will be like wounds that maybe hunters did, maybe something else, they will not know. Best case scenario is if they mistakenly conclude Kagari did it, but it's not problem if they decide something undefinable did it. Yeah. Unidentifiable. Blah, blah. As long as they don't suspect a superhuman was involved, thanks to the discovery state of their bodies. So you actually want to okay, right? Because you said human cost. So Why you want... Are you trying to like show them that the druids are actually just the third party? What are you trying to do? We are not trying to blame guardians here on this. What is the plan? Perhaps I'm too used to sight of blood because I don't feel nauseous at all. Despite how horrific the scene is. Okay. After that I returned to the temple for the moment to monitor the changes, and confirmed that one investigative unit has returned. Several hours later, a report comes in that murdered summoners have been found. Things escalate fast, and finally a certain keywords enter a stage, a key word in fact. From there, the situation develops in leaps and bounds. Okay. Kagari is running, expressionlessly and within human speed. Familiar sprinting at her, okay. Ravens shoot up high and wind around the branch. Flexibly with superhuman strength, she carried her away up into the trees in a flash. She crossed from branch to branch when the bird familiar attack. She flees into the dark green depths of the forest. Why you... like, made them to... like, what? Why is this happening? Kagaris is not aggressive at all, but she is not so weak that she can handle small familiars. She's a sort of wild creature. Her assailant seems to know that, and so they set up waves of attacks designed to trip her up. Their strategy culminates in leading Kagari right into their ambush point. There, they've placed vast swath of familiars. Their intent must be to use saturation attack to trap and capture Kagari. At the moment, naive Kagari is getting driven into their trap. The notion of trap is one that would never occur to her. She's extremely wary, but she does not predict future actions. She doesn't predict. Brain power is necessary to keep Kagari alive in this world. I compare the info coming in from the leaf bird with the map data on my device. I see where the ambush point is. Hitting my order, 4 miniature mammoth familiars run off all at once. Wait, you said like you can't control these. So is Kotori actually helping you with them? Kotori based their designs on ivory tusks. They have the agility of the medium-sized dogs combined with the power and tusks of Proby something. Yeah, but basically the failed chibi moths. A surprise attack from them would lead even a superhuman to suffer a humiliating defeat. They are perfect familiars to throw the situation into confusion. With multiple familiars, complex individual control of them is difficult, so they have strong attack instincts enabling them to act on their own. I just have to give them enemy targets, so they'll fight on auto mode. Okay. It's not very popular in Gaia, but this is a technique developed by the druids, who were fated to handle multiple familiars unassisted. Okay, that's how you can control them. So you can like just make them go and attack and just sever connection. Okay. That's the difference between Gaia and the druids. So Kotori was not actually connected to all of her familiars all the time. Ah. Looking down the battlefield from the high, Kagari is getting driven into the trap at this very minute. Perfect timing. I give the order, and the mammoths launch their surprise attack. Another birds transmit how their tasks are stabbing hither summoners to death one after another. Jesus. When a summoner dies, their familiars stop moving. I confirm that Kagari is brute forcing her way through the dwindling numbers of ambushes. That doesn't stop the massacre though. I've given the familiar the order to kill everyone there. Jesus. I will have them annihilate squads trying to capture her. So it will all look like Kagari did it. This is so smart, actually, but why? Like, why are you making them... like, what? Like, you are protecting Kagari, but at the same time, you are doing everything so they think that it's her doing? Are you trying to, like, make them give up on Ki? Like, hey, we can't capture her. Or something? If I didn't, my irregularities will make me a target. Even these summoners deep in despair have the instinctual fear of death. Anguished faces and screams. So many of them. Because it was the large battalion, the scene is all the more gruesome. And then one escapes. I call my battalion of familiars back. The runaway moves incredibly fast, disappearing from the leaf bird's monitor range. It's possible they're riding a familiar to escape. They're headed this way. I unsheathe the large knife from my ankle and wait. Here they are. A huge silhouette, the size of the Saint Bernard's, appears, with a summoner on his back. Noticing me, standing in the way, the person's face contorts in shock. I leap at them, from the head on, launching a knee strike at their forehead. My counterpunch lands. There is the sensation of their neck breaking all too easily. The giant dog disintegrates as it runs, and the summoner's corpse gets thrown off too. I pull off their hood and see a woman younger than me. She has a huge, ugly birthmark on her face. It's, if not for that, should be quite cute indeed. I feel sorry for her, but that's all. I can't apologize, and I don't plan on having any regrets either. A higher calling can relieve the pain. In the sense that she and I both knew we found ourselves in the same foxhole. In any case, Kagari's gotten away. My work is done for the day. Yeah, just remember to use the chibi mobs to kind of destroy the body. So they will not, like, suspect human thing. But I have a nightmare. Okay, what nightmare? I can relieve the pain, but the wounds remains. Yeah, so he getting PTSD out of this. Okay, I see. No matter how many wounds I sustain, I must keep moving forwards. Okay. Where this is going? I'm very curious what Skotaro's plan is. How is this going to solve stuff? Rewrite made me unable to predict the outcome of the road. What? How? I'm trying to think, like... How is this good? Like... Anyway, let's just continue. The Martel Group shows signs of launching a large-scale operation. I decide it will be impossible for me to handle that alone. I submit the report to Imamiya, saying that there's a lot of suspicious movements on Gaia's side. Okay, I see. But this is getting worse and worse. Like, what's your plan? Like, just sending Guardian to fight with Gaia for the key. This is like exactly what was happening. In addition to the submission, I tell him in person too. Report in hand, Imamiya leaves the family restaurant. Okay, what is happening? A command post is set up by the next day. In the span of less than a day, my report has been scrutinized, analyzed, and used to make a decision. As a castle in Guardian, a civilian office block has been leased to use the operation headquarters. Setting up a Parliament HQ in enemy territory is strictly to be avoided in order to protect its hidden nature. With how highly aware of spying countermeasures they are, I can't produce a single bug there. But despite that, there are ways. The same day, Nishikuju escorts a guest in. Okay. A man of such a large build that he being a great at judo gives a forceful blow. Superhumans who see through Kagari by sensing her and resisting... by sensing her and resisting her camouflage. Even if we hadn't been trained together, I'd have all their faces and names memorized. They also called eyes. Yep, we know that. This guy makes so many more times of my salary just because of that power. It's a talent only few in Japan have. It's possible for Kagari to appear anywhere in the world, so barring a serious emergency, he's probably the only eye that they will be sent out. I wonder if he's going to take him out somehow. Like, taking out summoners, weak summoners because they're weak physically, is one thing, but taking out another hunter? Well, that's going to be difficult. How are you going to deal with stuff from Guardians?
そいつはすげえよな。顔つきがもうかなり強そうだもんな。そんなことは。
Okay.
ああ、社会に出たら成績なんて関係ねえよ。
Yeah, so true. This is so true.
結局最後に勝つやつがすげえやつなんだ。成績表はその時の結果だけど、人生の結果じゃねえ。三国って覚えてるか？
Yeah.
あいつも俺たちもそれを取り違え。いい印象与えてねえはずだけど、二人とも俺のことを。
いや、目はいるっしょ。ほんと、そんだけよ。
Okay.
そうだな。ガキじゃあるまいし、昔のことなんて根に持ってない。
ありがてえ。でかい作戦に呼んでくれて感謝する。俺に本当の実践を教えてくれ。
He gives me a super deep bow. Okay, maybe this guy is going to be actually easier to take out than I thought. I mean, he may be superhuman and probably someone that's going to be tough, but it seems like he's going to be like easy target for a surprise attack for Kotaro.
よろしく頼む。
If he doesn't have any combat experience. Like real combat experience. I decided not to discuss any personal topics with this guy. Yeah, he's gone. Okay. He don't want to get attached to him, so he's not discussing personal things. I see. That's because I won't be able to kill him if I come to like him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I knew it. At the present, is the Suzaki faction making moves? At the present. I assumed the Kashima faction was waiting watchfully for the key to appear. But today, a huge influx of women have come to the temple under the pretext of the retreat. The core. Oh. They heard they are the association that sings and performs ancient folk songs at ceremonies like the Harvest Festival. So even Kashima Sakura were trying to recreate the song by herself, even before Akane. But she haven't succeeded yet. Oh. Even from the distance, I can tell just how intimidating these women are. I would bet that not a single one of those ladies has the love for the world. They believe it's a great sin for life to even exist. All of them have that look in their eyes. They're a much more mysterious opponent than Suzaki. I realize there's only a few weeks until the Harvest Festival. Okay. The same day, 6 PM, an initial investigation unit enters the forest. That Onishigai has been placed in the fieldwork unit. I learned from that from the new model of bug that I planted in the Mamiya laptop. This brand new type of device placed on the monitor side records key tapping sounds and voices. Relegated to standby personnel, I'm hiking through the mountains as the rank and file summoner at the very moment. As the rank and file summoner, yeah. I'm being made to participate in the mountain hunt to locate the key. A thoughtful search for operation had been launched. Gaian forces spread out in a fan-shaped search arc. In contrast, Guardian is forcing through the scouting parties from the side. The summoner's flesh and blood flanks are exposed to the superhumans, while their familiars are deployed up ahead. They're leaving themselves this vulnerable because they don't know where the enemy is positioned. They assumed they are not taking enough action for Guardian to catch a whiff of them. In a search team, mobilized quickly out of the impatience, there are very, very few combat familiars. Okay, yeah. What is your plan? It's like... Okay, so is his plan actually... like... eradication of both forces? Like, you just want to, like, destroy them all? Is that actually a plan? This is like the initial plan that Kagari wanted to do, right? Just crush both of them. But that's not going to work, right? Like, if you leave some, then they will, like, rise up again. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if you can actually, like, destroy both Guardian and Gaia at the same time. Like, that's not going to happen. I'm going to mold reality to the script I've written. To that end, I use contract lines to awaken the 4 familiars I've been keeping on standby in the area. Okay. It's all too easy to make such inexperienced battalion lose cohesion. With the sudden attack by familiars, one of Guardian's initial investigative units panics. Of course, it's not Imamiya's orders that they track the familiars who had retreated to take revenge on the summoners who had positioned beyond them. It's on the side judgment. For Gaia, this is their first inkling of Guardian presence. Widespread chaos breaks out. The search party is made up of personnel not originally trained for battle. Although they far outnumber for superhumans, their combat skills are woefully lacking. Their inevitable counterattacks are crude and artless. Sporadic counterattacks using familiars. Those only spur Guardian on all the more. The hunter's instincts for slaughter are now barred before this group of prey, much like a flock of baby fawns. After the screams of summoners hunted down one after another die out, the forest was silent. Organizing a battle formation is a sophisticated technique. It can be expected of the disorderly mob. Although I engineered the situation myself, I still feel the sort of impatience. Push the familiars towards the superhumans and use that as the shield to retreat. As the most basic fury. In real combat, people often don't do what they know they should, instinctively and not on any sort of orders. The summoners begin to call their familiars back, so the familiars can guard them. There are no regulations or control of any kind. You could say the same for the other side too, but... Okay.
でもこのままでは襲われてしまいます。
何？いや、しかし上の連絡を待ってからでなければそんな勝手なことは。
I respond matter-of-factly to this middle-aged man who doesn't even realize that he's revealing himself to be the textbook "Don't rock the boat" type.
とても調査ができる状況じゃないです。ここで防御に徹し、偵察を出すというのはどうです。状況を把握しないと後で報告もできませんよ。
ああ、それは確かに。なら、
Okay.
君が言ってくれるか。
はい。
While they focus on defending themselves, chaos continues to reign.
魔物を呼び戻すことを許可する。各自自衛を行ってくれ。他の班にも連絡を。
Okay.
行ってまいります。
I leave my group. From here on, I'm acting alone. Totaro is so goddamn good. Like, his time in the different, like, in the war zone basically is paying off right now here. Like, all his, like, knowledge and tactics are showing up. But, like, what's the ultimate plan? Are you really trying to destroy both fractions? I'm so curious. Like, it kind of doesn't make sense to me. Because, like, you cannot really, like, destroy them. I'm acting alone. I have no plans to return to my team today. Even if my entire team doesn't get wiped out, I can just say that Guardian cut me off and I couldn't get back. I have something I want to take care of at this point in time. My phone buzzes. It's a call from Kotori.
察知したか。
Oh. Well, she's not going to school, she gets loads of free time, I guess. I can answer right now. Checking to make sure Kagari's marker is in the safety zone. I stuffed the phone back into my belt pouch. I ran through the woods. The problem is, if Kotori is going to actually get worried more, and she's going to get into the forest, that's going to fuck the plan up. I suddenly speed up. Taking a big detour, I circle around to the back of the unit. No matter who I'm facing, I can't let my guard down. 4 big familiars emerge from the shadows and start to run alongside me. I run past a dead body lying on the ground. Some summoner. I reel in my contact lines. contract lines. I connect to the leaf birds camouflaged as leaves dispersed among the trees over the wide range. There's no sign of the group that should have been around here. Also, we never saw, per se, like, tactical fight from, like, Gaia perspective. Like, how they use familiars and stuff. Like, this is cool. Like leaf birds just camouflaged as leaves on the trees that you can just contract with instantly and just make them scout. Like, this is so cool. Like, Terra Road's peak. Holy fuck. Like, just Terra Road makes me feel better about Rewrite as the whole novel, to be honest. Like, it gives me like feeling that Rewrite is actually better than I thought. I still think, like, overall, because you questioned me, like asked me about this, if I like Rewrite or Little Busters more. And, like, overall, as the story and roads and everything, like, overall, I think, like, I still like Little Busters more. Like, Little Busters knew what it wanted to be. And Rewrite tries to be, like, everything, and it doesn't know what to do. It's extremely uneven. But Terra Road is just... This is how Rewrite should be, for me. Like, it knows what it wants to do. It gives, like, proper amount of backstories, proper amount of, like, life stories, attachments to characters, which could be, like, explored more if you would like to go to, like, more into, like, emotional things. But it's not such a big mix-up as, like, other roads. This one is good. This is well balanced. Anyway, let's continue. There's no sign of the group that should have been around here. I sent the birds up into the air to search from the skies. Before long, they find them. 4 men went pushing through the woods fairly quickly. One sticks out, positioned on the head of the pack. It's Onishi. But they are moving in the wrong direction. They're heading for a completely different location from where Gaia is. Their movements are steady and unswerving. I would recall. Reception is bad, so I climb up in the trees and check. It's from Imamiya. Oh. I ignore it, and he leaves a voicemail. Okay. The succinct message is an order from Imamiya. There's a lot of noise in the background, most likely because he's outside and running. That's where they're headed. He called it a rendezvous. I display Kagari location on the map. She's right next to the P-37 sector. Oh, this is bad. Oh, Jesus, that's bad. In that case, chances are high that mission priorities have shifted hugely after getting the report from Onishi. Eureka, the key has been found. The impending crisis leaves me shaking. Did Imamiya call in reinforcements so he can capture Kagari here and now? From a military common sense point of view, that's an extremely sloppy, careless move. No planning or foresight. Come to think of it, the two people who couldn't stop him, Mr. Asaka and Shimizu, who could stop him, Mr. Asaka and Shimizu, aren't in town. Yeah. I send a flock of the birds north. My surveillance network over B-37 immediately catches the small group moving at top speed. I see the reinforcements. They're free. They look like they've rushed here. They plan to meet up with Onishi group. I have to stop them at any cost. Like, are you going to now tell the Gaia that Guardians found the key and give this position, so Gaia is going to, like, instantly into the attack? Or something? In any case, I can't let Onishi come into contact with Kagari. That's my top priority. It will be tough, but I have to do it. Unfortunately, I have to take down several superhumans. Yeah, that's the problem. Can I do it with the power I have now? Yeah, of course you have to rewrite yourself. I had no doubt. Like, you couldn't do this without doing, like, the rewrite. I steady my breathing. Closing my eyes, I focus my mind. I picture a stronger me, faster me. All the blood in my body simmers and boils. It's hot. Hot from the inside out. It becomes unbearable, finally bursts forth from my skin. Blood pulls at my feet, then rises up in a crisp silhouette. Wait, what? You can make familiar out of a blood now. That's new! All of its immutable hedgehog-like spines are pointed outwards, threateningly. The image dissipates. I can feel that something has been irrevocably lost somewhere. I open my eyes and immediately get a heat with a wave of vertigo. As usual, I've lost my senses right after rewriting. My stomach is churning, I throw up once, and I feel a little better. It's awful that I can't stop. It's awful that I can't stop and recover slowly. I start moving. It feels strange, but my body is markedly lighter than before. Yeah. The thing is, like, you have to take them out before they will, like, message to Guardians that we are betraying them. And that might be difficult. 3 points of light, moving in the woods. That's what I see when I visualize the birds data. The lights are Onishi group, the reinforcements, and me. 2 of the lights are moving at almost the same speed. Because of that, I'm much closer to the reinforcements than I am at Onishi team up ahead. Yeah. Plus they're considerably further ahead, sandwiched between us. I'm at the tail end, with no time to stop and fight them. Deep down, I'm filled with bitterness. I did everything I possibly could, and this is what happened. This time, I won't be against amateurs. It won't go like it went when I fought the summoners. Yeah, like, you could, like, rewrite yourself, you are probably stronger than them, but still, they're experienced. Like I said, this is not easy. I decide the familiars will take down 2, and I will take down 1, okay? I mean, yeah, you are like superhuman Gaia member, so I guess, yeah, you can use familiars too. Just send like Kotori familiars, right? My target is the one on the rear. Suddenly, I get a hunch that something is flying in a high speed from up ahead. I throw myself to the one side. A lance or a spear or something whistles right by my ear. Okay. Despite how far-reaching that throw was, the reinforcement speed has hardly slowed. They pulled that off while they were running. The ultimate in spear throwing, a broad interpretation of the hunter's arts. I pursue them, using 3 trunks as shields as much as possible I can. With almost no warning, a flying object pierces through the trunk and hits my shoulder. The trunk dampens the impact, so I'm not hurt. They just tore off the branch as they were running and through it? That's good. The gap between me and the reinforcement slowly widens. This could also be... Oh my god, this could also be Nishikuju. Oh. Oh. That's not good. Like, throwing stuff accurately? Might be Nishikuju. But maybe she's not yet at the level of, like, constantly tracking him. So, like, it's just, like, it's, like, very accurate in, like, straight line, but could be, you know? We haven't seen her in this operation yet. Or is she gone? Wait, Asaka is gone and who? Wait, or Nishikuju is gone. Wait a second. Shimizu. So that's not Nishikuju. Who is Shimizu? Huh. The trainer? Anyway. I jump into the trees. I move like a ninja, swinging from branch to branch in short bursts. As I am making one big leap through the air, A branch tied in the U-shape, using a cord or something, slashes down at me diagonally, knocking me down mid-flight. I pass out after falling from so high as expected. I sort myself out, but it takes close to 10 seconds. What hit me was a well-bent tree branch. The vibrations from my huge leaps set off the trap. Judging by how they predicted my movements perfectly in their skill with such eccentric abilities. Oh wow, okay, so that's even something that we haven't heard before about. Okay. Trap engineer. Projectile weapons aren't the only things Hunter hold monopoly on. A superhuman hunter well versed in snares is a booby trap expert. They can use their power to observe, to take one look at any given environment and instantly determine where traps are and where traps could be set. They're also skilled at setting traps in a short period of time. While moving, they must have instantly set up and left behind an impromptu trap. It's hard to believe such a thing is humanly possible, but the traps themselves are all the level that can be whipped up while walking. A hunter can do that. Compartmentalizing my despair, I stand back up. Despite all of that, I have to chase them down. I give myself a pep talk and start to run. Just then, I trip out the wire strung up horizontally on the grass. An old tree sliced diagonally and is poking into my brow. If I hadn't immediately thrown out my arms, I'd be dead. I give up on going this way. I will have to make a lateral detour and pursue them from the side. My phone has been going off non-stop for a while now. It's probably Kotori, but I can't talk to her right now. I have to hurry to make up for the extra distance I've added with the detour. I'm out of breath, and I'm controlling familiars at the same time, so my exhaustion is off the charts. Damn. Gathering the 4 familiars together, I cut off the contact for now. It cuts my combat power dramatically, but the rewrite was pointless otherwise. I start to run again. At some point, the reinforcements have wedged themselves in front of me, so you're going to be alone against these hunters. You're not going to have support from your familiars. That's not good. A clear and defined bloodlust floats over from the sides to the night, as chilly as the cold riverbed. No, I'm the one trying to step into enemy sinister trap. A faint glimmer bursts like a firework far into the distance. Okay. So we just drop down, I guess. That's what my instincts is telling me to do. That's the right call. Immediately afterwards, something that looks like a rapidly spinning disc flies past, cutting through the trees. Okay. With a shin, it pierces through the tree trunk as a knife. Wow. Had I dodged it, at the last second thinking it was a spear, I'd be bleeding out from the carotid artery right about now. Oh no, is this actually Shikuju? It's him. Okay, never mind. Up ahead is Imamiya. Oh, okay. That's not good. Once I realize that, I feel strangely calm. It makes me remember what I'm determined to do. This is how I sever anything extraordinary in my life, bit by bit. Can you actually take down Imamiya permanently? You are, like, despite of, like, how you converse with each other and stuff, you are pretty good friends, I would say. So, I don't know. This is like... oh, god. And Shifa machete designed for clearing mountain trails. As if it was natural, I start running in a straight line. Something sharp drops down. I narrowly dash past it. Something long and thin comes flying at me. I use the machete to fight it off. I jump over the wires or slip past them, closing in. It's close, but my enhanced reflexes exceed the physical speed of Imamiya's traps. Make one wrong move and I'm dead on sight. So Imamiya is the engineer, then? But I know that's what life itself is. I just have to not make any mistakes. If I don't have enough luck to do that, I can save Kakari. I'm closing the gap between me and Imamiya. Finally, he starts focusing entirely on running away. Just when I'm about to make contact, something up ahead triggers my sense of danger. Oh. I come to stop as if I slammed the brakes. One by one, my contact lines on the leaf birds are disconnected. Ooh. One bird descends to the ground in the tailspin. I catch it in my palm. No external wounds, but it's motionless. It reminds me of the bird that died of shock. Interesting. What happened? I try getting closer to the threat. The smell of blood fills my nostrils. And it's a fresh blood, just spilled. A several foot is lying in the pool of blood. Okay, what the fuck is there? Someone from the group of reinforcements. No sign of battle. What? Make no mistake though, something happened here. I proceed carefully. A gruesome body is laid out before me. It's far past the point of damage. I can't even tell if this is the owner of the foot I just saw. I shoulder my machete, ready to attack at any time. I sling from shadow to shadow. Oh, it's this thing. Okay. I was thinking like that was something new. Okay. Okay, sure. So Gaia also got a hunch from somewhere that Guardian going into this direction. I see. Okay. A gigantic familiar. This is one that got Mikuni some time ago. Pretty much. It's so huge that it could kill any number of people when summoned. Bodies litter the ground. Looks like it wiped out the reinforcements. Oh, Imamiya is almost dead. I see. Imamiya is leaning against the tree, covered in blood, like he fought against the enormous familiar. It's the first time I hear it speaks. Wait, it can speak? What? Okay, that's new. Rough, throaty voice shakes me to my core. I have the ultra-sensitive wearable camera strapped to my chest. It's military grade, so it's operating smoothly. I will need to pretend to be a reporter from here on out. Okay. What? Okay, what is this? What? I'm so confused. Amira leaves. It steps incredibly light for such a huge creature. What just happened? It felt too strange for it to be a summoner making it speak. There were numbers of ancient familiars possessing intelligence. Once the familiar disappears beyond the trees, Imamiya slams to the ground. This is the guy who was just trying to kill me. I keep my machete ready. I could kill him now with no resistance. Considering his position, he could be pretty troublesome. We are not even friends. He's not someone I need to protect. He's not someone I need to protect. I mean, you are on friendly terms, I would say, even though you don't want to acknowledge it. Curious. But I still feel the tiniest bit of hesitation, yeah, see? During that brief moment, Imamiya opens his eyes. I put down my weapon. He's muttering incoherently. Okay. Okay. So he's not aware that we are the one that were like trying to attack them. Okay. Yeah, that's what we have to stop. Okay, actually, this is a good outcome, I would say. Like, Imamiya does not know that we betrayed them. He still thinks that we are on his side, so we don't have to actually kill him. Okay. You can just leave him here. I can get reception here. Get through to Nishikujo on my phone and tell her Imamiya location condition.
俺は大西のサポートに回る。
ナイスコール。
なんとか死なないように。
Okay. Smirking, he closes his eyes. He might just go to sleep and never wake up, which might not be so bad. All humans have had the right to die of natural causes, although that's far for me to say, considering how many I've killed. On the screen, Kagari displays position is close, just up ahead. Okay. On my way there, I find 3 bodies and traces of the fierce battle. But that looked like people from Onishi's group, but judging by how torn up the area is, they must have fought different familiar from that huge one back there. They didn't fight Kagari either. When she gets serious, she attacks, her attacks is a swath of cut down trees and exposed trunks. Those broken trees were smashed by the wave of overwhelming power.
そうだ。大西だな。
Okay. I proceed for a bit, and then he finds me. He's bleeding from head to toe. Okay, he's injured. That makes our job easier, I guess. He's using his specialized weapon, an axe, as a cane to help him walk. Why they use the dots here? Can someone, like, let me know in the comments? Like, what do you think it is? Why they use that? Like, weapon and axe with the dots. What? I'm confused. Is that some typo in, like, translation or what? Okay. They're defending the key, okay. So they are actually the... So Gaia already got the key, okay. Okay. In my head I calculate the advantages and disadvantages. I should eliminate the Gaians first. Okay. Oh! Oh, that's not Gaia who's protecting the key. Oh wow. That's Kotori. The 2 other familiars are her parents. Oh! But they don't, like, hunters, guardians don't know about the existence of druids, so they think it's Gaia. But wait, should be 3 summoners, because 3 familiars, yeah. But druids don't have to, like, link to their familiars all the time. Okay. We split up and move in, on the alert for any signs of life. I realize Onishi saw holding a glowing ball of light in his right other hand as he goes. That's right, originally he had hunter senses. I don't know what kind of ability the glowing ball is, but we can't stand out. I use hand signal to indicate that he should use the inconspicuous knife instead, and he obediently puts the ball of light away. Pursuit resumes. My enhanced senses enable me to sneak people out like an animal could. There's 2 familiar-like presences stationed side by side up ahead. The living creature I sense behind must be a summoner. I head that way. I grip my knife tight. This is going to be Kotori. I draw closer as swiftly as possible while avoiding stepping on branches and leaves. The summoner is camping out in a little natural clearing in the trees. I see a silhouette of the person that's much smaller than I thought, very familiar to me. Yep, knew it. So it's not enemy. So I wonder, like, if we're going to protect her from Onishi, actually. She's sitting cross legs, with her back straight and her eyes closed to concentrate on controlling the familiars. I'm paralyzed with horror. That's when Onishi pops up silently on the other side. Our eyes met. Onishi is closer. He must have judged that because he takes up his knife and rushes at the figurine. At Kotori. Yeah, I move in too. Rising attackers have burst in. Kotori let out a short scream. He covers her mouth, tosses her to the ground and aims his knife at her throat. I slam myself into Onishi. With a vertical thrust, I shove the knife into his massive chest. His hand drops from the knife. He grabs me by the shoulders. His eyes are open wide, mouth open like he's about to speak. I plunge the knife in deep. As it pierces through his ribs and heart, he falls to the knees. I crouch down and watch Oishi as he dies, the anguish clear on his face. At the very start, I had to kill him. I couldn't let anyone with enhanced sight live, no matter what. For the planet, for Kagari, and for myself. No matter how many reasons I think of, I'm unable to come up with any sort of happy justification for my actions. I can only see myself as the villain, because this is the truth. In the case, Garden has now lost its ability to see the key. Yeah, I just saved your life. We told you to not come back here. But we had some kind of other plan with her, like, parents, right? Involved. But this is not the part of the plan, apparently. I hear a wavering voice from behind me. I check my incoming call history. They're all from Kotori. Where are you? Something happened in the forest. I'm going into the forest. I'll find a list of business-like text messages.
こういう無茶をするんじゃない。
かがりさんが。
お前、魔物を連中にけしかけたか。
Kotori nods. Then it was her familiars that the two from Oishi unit battled. I'm shaking with an indescribable rage. It's rage towards myself as well as the rage towards the irrationality of the world.
自分が何をしたか分かってんのか。
分かってるけど、でも。
分かってねえだろ。
Yeah, she shrinks inward pitifully. It's not like Kotori was entirely in the wrong. I tried to stop, but I ended up yelling at her again. I don't have good control over my emotions.
分かるはずがないよな。当然だ。でも、だから関わるなって俺は言ったんだ。
だって。
Yeah.
ここはお前の居場所じゃない。
Yeah, this is not place for a kid, god damn it.
そんなことない。どうしてそんな意地悪ばっかり言うの？
意地悪のつもりもない。お前は殺されるところだったんだぞ。主義者だって思われたら子供でも関係ない。あいつら魔物を使える人間を人類を蝕む疫病
Pretty much, yeah.
顔も隠さないでこんなところにのこのこ来やがって。
そんなの教えてくれればなんとかしたもん。
Her mouth twists into a pout. It looks like she could burst into tears at any minute.
お前にこの戦争に関わる義務も義理もないはずだ。
Yeah.
親のためだもん。親を
They're
生きて
dead.
せるためだもん。
They're dead. She have to face reality.
まだそんなことを言い張るか。
She looks up at me, biting her lip. I can't kick her when she's already down. So annoying. I don't care. I don't care to be disinvolved with other people anymore, and yet... She points silently. As I walk, I think about the next steps. I destroyed Guardian's eyes. Gaia actions will be closely monitored for a while, so someone else won't be able to make any big moves. Thus, I plan to keep using Kagari as a decoy for just a little longer. Okay. And so I reach the hilltop. After breaking through the canopy of trees, the deep blue night sky is all I can see. Kagari is on the top of a small hill, flailing her arms and legs. Her ribbons, multiplied beyond control, are surging and undulating vigorously. Thankful she is not on the offensive. I push through the ribbons and pick Kagari up. Okay. I decide to have Mr. and Miss Campbell, it's hard to call them familiars, transport Kagari. I also have them get Kotori out of there. I have different tasks to do. Disguising the bodies to look like they were killed by the familiars, I drag them over to the Guardian's site. I file a report and answer questions. At the same time, a corpse retrieval team heads up. So he transported unconscious, basically, Kagari to one of the safe spots that he prepared beforehand. Like, he has said, like, he had, like, 3 different safe spots, right? But at the same time, he wants to use her as the bait. So he have to, like, let her go at some point, right? It's done by the time they recovered all the bodies. That marks the end of my operations for now, finally. Kotori sends me a message to say she got out safely. From then on, things heat up. I returned to the temple via an underground road only a few Martel group members knew about. know about. I took too long and ended up counted among the dead. I'm immediately questioned here too. I tell them I was chased by Guardian members, managed to hide and spent the whole night out there. They don't suspect a thing. It was busy and dangerous day, but it's finally over. After leaving the temple, I contact Kotori and bring Kagari to a safe house. Yeah, so he did brought her to a safe house. I was right. But like, I'm still like very confused and curious what Kotaro like ultimate goal is with this, actually. Like, you cannot just destroy Gaia and Guardian like this. You just sparked up conflict and that's it. That's what we wanted to avoid. It's risky to bring Kagari into city, but since all the eyes are on the forest, this is the safest place for her right now. Yep, good call. Finally, I feel truly at ease. Although starting from tomorrow onwards, I'll be visiting both Guardian and Gaia frequently. Lying down right next to Kagari, I fall into a heavy sleep. A week passes. Okay, we have a week time skip. And what's in the next week? We'll see in the next episode. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for being with me. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Let me know in the comments, like, the novels you want me to play after I finish Rare Ride. And yeah, like, yeah, give your suggestions down below. Yeah, thank you for watching. I don't know if this is 1 episode, 2 episodes, when this is up happening. Like I said, I'm doing a marathon, so I'm recording much more than I'm uploading right now. And yeah, thank you, and I will see you next one. So click the like button if you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord, and become a member if you'd like to support me and see episodes earlier. Thank you once again, and from Pocket Watch, it's going out.